Hello Man United fans. Welcome to Manchester United football. It has been reported that Crystal Palace and Manchester United have begun talks over a deal for Dean Henderson. Palace are exploring a move for goalkeeper Henderson, with the door remaining open as Nottingham Forest have yet to seal his signing. Henderson spent last season on loan at Forest and was expected to rejoin following Andre Onana's arrival at Old Trafford. But Forest have yet to finalise a deal, and Palace have now also shown interest. Forest held discussions with United over a loan move for Henderson, with an obligation to make the 26-year-old's move permanent at the end of the season. A compromise has yet to be reached over the terms of the deal, and Forest have also bolstered their goalkeeping ranks by signing Matt Turner from Arsenal, who has started their first 2 games of the season. Palace are in the market for a new goalkeeper, with Vicente Guaita wanting to leave Selhurst Park. Sam Johnston has been installed as Palace's number 1, and a successful move for Henderson would set up a battle between the 2 goalkeepers. In other news, Bruno Fernandes has called for referees to be interviewed after matches following the decision not to award the Reds a penalty against Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. A contentious moment occurred in the game in the 25th minute when Alejandro Garnacho's effort struck the arm of Cristian Romero. Appeals for a penalty were waved away by the officials, and there was no VAR intervention to overturn the decision. Erik Ten Hag's side would go on to lose the match in the second half thanks to a Pape Matar Sarr strike and an unfortunate Lisandro Martinez own goal. Speaking to Stadium Astro post-match, Fernandes slammed the officiating and drew comparisons with the reaction to Monday's decision not to award Wolves a penalty versus United. "You will have to ask the referee why it was not given," he said. "They have to start giving interviews after the games so they can explain themselves. It is a clear penalty. No excuses for not seeing that. No excuses for VAR not seeing that. Last week they made a big thing on Wolves not having a penalty against United. I want to see what is going to happen this week, if there is going to be the same show they did last week. I want to see if John Moss also comes to apologize to our dressing room like they said they did to the manager of Wolves. I hope he is here and he can come." "Well said, Captain. We are all behind you. Sometimes, the referees and VAR's decisions suck." Again, Bruno Fernandes admitted he looked at the Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario too much as he missed a huge chance during the 2-0 defeat in North London. United had some good opportunities to take the lead in the first half. Marcus Rashford saw a close-range attempt stopped by Vicario and a header missed the target. However, the biggest chance came to the skipper on 35 minutes. A brilliantly timed ball over the top by Luke Shaw found Fernandes alone in the box, but his header ballooned both high and wide of the goal. Erik Ten Hag's side would end up ruining the missed chances in the second half as a Pape Matar Sarr strike and Lisandro Martinez own goals secured 3 points for the hosts. After the game, Fernandes was asked to reflect on the opportunities which were squandered, including his own. He told MUTV, "We had many chances to score a goal. Myself in the first half, I had a big chance that I have to score in one or another way. I have to find a way to score that header. I looked too much at the goalkeeper instead of focusing on the ball, and obviously, after the movement of the moment, I was too quick and I didn't get the ball the way I should get. But either way, I have to get that ball at least on target." Questions are being asked about United's attack after another game of struggles in front of goal. While Monday night was an issue of a lack of chances created, Saturday was a case of not being clinical. In another development, Erik Ten Hag downplayed the possibility Manchester United's goal-scoring issues could heap pressure on new striker Rasmus Højlund. United's only goal in their first 2 Premier League games was scored by centre-back Raphael Varane, and their profligacy cost them in the 2-0 defeat at Tottenham on Saturday. Højlund joined United from Atalanta in a £72 million deal, but he is recovering from a stress hotspot fracture of the back and could be out until after the September internationals. The 20-year-old Denmark international has a modest goal-scoring record at club level of 27 goals in 87 games, and United are currently operating without a specialist striker as Anthony Martial is not fully fit. Martial emerged for his first appearance since he tore his hamstring almost 12 weeks ago in the 83rd minute against Spurs. "It's about belief, and we believe these players because they did it last year as well," Ten Hag said. "They can score goals, but it's obvious why we signed a striker. If everything goes well, Martial is on the way back, Højlund is also coming, so we have more players capable to score a goal. But the players we have now on the pitch can score goals." Pape Sarr broke the deadlock in the 49th minute and United almost equalised immediately when Antony clipped the post, but Ten Hag was left to rue the wastefulness of the forwards, who fired blanks again. United otherwise struggled to create chances as routinely in the first half, and Ten Hag's substitutions had little impact, though he contested the suggestion United struggled at 1-0. "Pressure is what we have to deal with and it's about keeping the belief," he said, "and I think always you find arguments to give an explanation for a performance, but I don't see it in that way. I think the team stuck together, they didn't collapse, they keep fighting, we create chances, I refer to the big chance for Antony, and we had some other attacks. The keeper had some good saves. I don't see it in that way. I know we have to rely on counterattacks, you take more risks to score a goal, opponents can drop deep and come quickly out. We have some rules, I think we are quite comfortable the whole game in that part. When you see everything, we created more chances, many more than Spurs did." It has been reported by ESPN Brazil that Bruno Fernandes admits he is an avid follower of Brazilian football and that he could be open to a South American move in the future. Fernandes has been one of United's standout players ever since he arrived from Sporting Lisbon in January 2020. The Portuguese international has played 187 times for the Reds in all competitions, registering 64 goals and 54 assists. He often led United out last season in Harry Maguire's absence, and the 28-year-old was named permanent club captain by manager Erik Ten Hag this summer. With his current contract running until 2026, there is no danger of an imminent move, but the 28-year-old admits it could happen in the future. "Whenever I can, I follow it, because I find Brazilian football attractive, electric football, with a lot of quality, joy, very one-on-one," he said. "It's pure football. And I think that now, with the coaches that are there, not only the Portuguese, but also Brazilians, are increasingly developing in the tactical part. I don't really like talking about the distant future, but it's like I said. It's attractive football, very interesting. The only thing is that the trips are very long there in Brazil. There are many competitions, many clubs that play Libertadores and Sudamericana, very good competitions. I'm not saying no, because Brazilian football is very attractive, and we never know the future." There have been numerous reports that Manchester United legend Gary Neville has claimed Red Devils boss Erik Ten Hag is making it crystal clear that Scott McTominay is not part of the Dutchman's plans. The Scotland international was left on the bench as an unused substitute for United's 2-0 defeat by Tottenham in North London on Sunday. Many felt Ten Hag's side were in need of someone of McTominay's skill set in the middle of the pitch to break up play and offer more protection to their backline. Ten Hag clearly disagreed and forced McTominay to watch on from the sidelines for the entire game. It marks a steep decline for the midfielder, who was once a regular on the team sheet at Old Trafford and has made more than 200 appearances for the club across all competitions. To make matters worse, McTominay is expected to fall further down the pecking order at United before the transfer window closes. Mason Mount has already been brought in to strengthen the midfield, and one of Fiorentina's Sofiane Amrabat or Everton star Amadou Onana are expected to arrive in the next 10 days. United have also already allowed McTominay's long-term midfield partner Fred to leave this window, with the Brazilian joining Turkish giants Fenerbahce earlier this month. It is a damning indictment of how far McTominay's stock has fallen that even with the club one defensive midfielder light, the 26-year-old has still only played 2 minutes of football across United's opening 2 Premier League games this term. That lack of game time is one of the reasons why Neville thinks that Ten Hag is starting to phase the Scotsman out of the fold. While on commentary duty for the Spurs clash, the United legend admitted he felt Casemiro looked lost in midfield, and the fact McTominay was left on the bench represents his flatlining United career. "What's clear is that Manchester United's midfield needs bolstering," Neville opined. Ten Hag wants a number 6 who can play alongside Casemiro, and, at the moment, the club can't get players out to be able to fund that. If they look at the first 2 weeks, they have to fund it or there will be a big problem. What is clear is that Ten Hag doesn't want to revert back to Scott McTominay. With Fernandes on the right, the midfield looks all over the place and the front 3 doesn't look capable of functioning as one. Does he go back to McTominay? Ten Hag has made 5 substitutions and not used him. It's almost as if he is managing him out of the club. Ten Hag's recent remarks over United Academy prospect Kobbie Mainoo would suggest even the teenager could soon be above McTominay in the midfield rankings. Fans, do you think Scott McTominay is good enough to be a mainstay in midfield for the club? Leave your comments below in the comment section on any of the topics discussed. If you are new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Till the next updates. Thank you for watching.